93 Boxing, back with a quick video. I was watching Black Fight Fan TV's channel, a video a long time ago. This was a while ago. Shout out to his channel, though. He keeps it real. He's honest. And he's pretty good at breaking things down. You know, in his comment, and obviously he's picking Triple G to win against Canelo, and I'm picking Canelo to win against Triple G. Now, in his comment, there was one person, and this statement is not a crazy statement to make. It's actually a pretty good statement, but I'll just respectfully explain why I disagree with it. A lot of people feel like Canelo won't be able to knock out Triple G, and it's not a crazy statement to make, because on the surface, it seems like Canelo couldn't knock out Chavez. How is he going to knock out Triple G? Because I feel like Triple G would have knocked out Chavez or stopped him. That's my honest opinion. I'm picking Canelo, but I'm actually saying Triple G would stop Chavez. Or Chavez, I don't know how you pronounce it. Let's call him Chavez from here. Now here's the thing, right? I didn't want to make a video about this early because September is when the fight's happening. But, there's one guy that, shout out to this guy who commented about this, and he actually kind of made a similar statement that Canelo couldn't knock out Chavez, so he doesn't think that Canelo would be able to KO Triple G. Now, I'm not guaranteeing a KO or a TKO, okay, from Canelo's side, but the thing I'm saying is this doesn't mean that Canelo won't be able to knock out Triple G. And I'm not just, obviously anyone can be knocked out, but I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that Canelo he can knock out Triple G if Triple G's careless. This is what I mean. The reason why Canelo was not able to knock out Chavez is not because Canelo's power, because I feel like if Canelo had Triple G's power, he would still not be able to stop Chavez. That sounds crazy, but I'll explain all this. I feel like Triple G would still be able to knock or stop Chavez out, even if he had Canelo's power. And I don't really know if Canelo actually has less power. I mean, his punch is not as strong, but he has that snap. A lot more than Triple G, in my opinion. It's kind of different. His punches are completely different. But either way, even if it's less, I feel like Triple G with Canelo's power is still going to stop Chavez. It's not the power, it's the way they fight. It's just, styles make fights, okay? Styles definitely make fights. Now, let me explain something. Let me give you a few examples, okay? And, Canelo's a counterpuncher in terms of he can come forward, but he's essentially a counterpuncher. He looks to make openings, right? He looks to make openings by feinting and, all kinds of stuff, breaking people down, feinting and all that. But he's not really a come forward fighter, although he can come forward. But his essence, the way he actually prefers fighting, it seems like the way he shines is more of a counterpuncher who maybe even prefers the guy coming forward. Triple G, on the other hand, is a guy that would rather go forward. And he's the aggressor normally, he's the one that's going forward, high work rate. Errol Spence is the type of fighter that's come forward fighter, that comes forward, that is the aggressor, that is the one that initiates the actions, right? Counterpunchers are not like that. I mean, they can be like that, but their essence is to counter their work or to find openings. They're the ones that are kind of responding rather than initiating, if that makes sense. Case in point, right? Danny Garcia is a counterpuncher. Amir Khan's a come forward aggressor, right? He's the one that's doing all the action, and Danny Garcia is the one that's looking to counter. Danny Garcia was able to catch him only when Amir Khan opened up. Amir Khan opened up because he was throwing a combination. Danny Garcia knocked Amir Khan out because Khan was throwing a combination. Danny Garcia dropped Zab Judah when Zab Judah was throwing a combination. Danny Garcia dropped Morales in the first fight when Morales was throwing a combination. Danny Garcia stopped Morales in the second fight when Morales was throwing a combination. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Look at all these fights. They were throwing a combination. That means they were open. And Danny Garcia, being the counterpuncher, punched in between their punches and caught them. How often do we see Danny Garcia stopping people just by coming forward. He does this, but not on a high level. He's able to, like, most of his success came from the other person throwing. From Canelo, like Canelo against James Kirkland, there was one of the knockdowns I remember. I don't know how to, I'm not going to break it down too much, but he basically set Kirkland up for him to open up in a certain place, and Canelo threw that punch in a certain place where Kirkland opened up. He looks for opening. He can come forward, right? But not as well as, like, not as much. He doesn't prefer coming forward as much as Triple G does. Canelo, essentially, is a counterpuncher, and he counterpuncher, but he's also someone who creates openings. Like against Khan, he was feinting to the body, and he created that opening, and he caught him with the right hand. It's a person who's an aggressor, right? The Triple G, the Errol Spence, there's so many other shit, man. Sometimes my mind goes blank. I can't think of any more examples. I want to think of fighters that tend to get a lot of knockouts. Americans have come forward aggressor as well. Someone like Kell Brook, I think he's more of a counterpuncher than an aggressor. I think Danny Garcia is definitely a counterpuncher thing. There's some fighters out there, right, that tend to come forward and everything. They're the ones initiating action, and it's not necessarily, one is not necessarily better than the other. Exactly, it's just that certain styles have advantages and disadvantages. When a person is not throwing a lot, okay, against Triple G, they're gonna get stopped. Against fighters like Triple G, against fighters like Errol Spence, they're gonna get stopped. That's one of the reasons why Kell Brook had a lot of problems with Errol Spence, because Errol Spence was coming forward, and a lot of times Kell Brook wasn't really throwing a lot of times. Whenever he was throwing, he was looking good, but he wasn't throwing a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. Chavez wasn't really throwing a lot, and yet Triple G would have a lot of success because he will come towards him. He will apply the pressure. That's the key word. I should have said this before. Canelo can apply pressure, but he didn't really apply pressure on Chavez, and he's not really a pressure fighter. Like, that's not what he's amazingly successful at. Errol Spence is a pressure fighter. When you're not doing shit, he will apply the pressure on you. He will try and break you down, body shots, occasional head shots as well, a lot of body shots, right? Triple G as well, again. Canelo is more, he does do that, but he's also more of a counterpuncher. He looks for openings and looks to land power punches in the opening. Danny Garcia, again, another one. He looks to capitalize on your opening. Canelo couldn't knock out Chavez because Chavez wasn't opening up. And that's like, it's not about power, because Canelo hit him with a few shots, but he didn't hit him with a combination. He didn't hit him with too many shots to the point where we can question Canelo's power. It wasn't like, if Canelo was hitting him with 3-4 shots straight and Chavez was like, nothing happened to him, then, okay, that's a question, then you can really question that. That makes sense. But Canelo wasn't really landing like that. He was kind of pot shotting almost. And yeah, he was landing combinations at times. But to the head, it was really pot shots. I remember at one point, Chavez came in with a jab and Canelo came in with he leaned back and right hand, like a counter. That was probably one of the best punches he landed in the fight. But that's what I'm saying. Chavez opened up. And then he got caught. Now, that's the reason why. If Chavez really was throwing punches, I feel like he would have been stopped. He would have got hurt badly. Chavez was there to survive, and I guess a counterpuncher that works brilliantly, in the sense that you're probably less likely to get knocked out. Triple G is more of a pressure fighter, and you have to throw back to make him make him not put pressure on you as much. Now, why do I think that Canelo might still knock Triple G out? Look, on top of the fact that Chavez he did the thing, right, that against a counterpuncher will make him less likely to get knocked out than he would against a pressure fighter. Chavez also has a good chin, and I feel like he's bigger than Triple G as well. He did get drained, that's the thing, but it's what Canelo didn't do. He didn't pressure him like that. But against Triple G, he wouldn't need to pressure him, given that Triple G will be doing more to win. I do think Triple G will be trying to win. Unlike Chavez. Chavez was there trying to survive and then get that money and, I don't know, like, fuck bitches and shit. Like, but yeah, Triple G will be throwing a lot of punches. Probably will. Because against Danny Jacobs, even he was struggling. He wasn't throwing at times, but at times he was throwing a lot of punches. And Canelo will be looking to capitalize on that. If you throw punches against Canelo, you're likely to get, like, you know, he's a counter-puncher. And he can catch you. You get caught between the shots. That's when Canelo's dangerous, when he throws counter punches. And I feel like against Triple G will be looking to try and win. He will be looking to throw and land more punches. And I feel like that can catch him. Like, Canelo can catch him when Triple G's throwing, or right after when he's throwing. It'll be a lot easier for Canelo to get the openings, because Chavez was really at a lot of points trying to tuck his hand towards his face so he doesn't get hit with anything. A person that's looking to win will look to throw punches. A person that's looking to survive might not, and might only throw punches to survive. That's the whole thing. Canelo, on the other hand, he's a counter puncher, and he's dangerous when people are either throwing, or if Canelo's able to create an opening like a Khan, like when he did with Mayor Khan, like he did with Andrade. I think it was with Andrade. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you think. 93 boxing. I'm out. This is not my prediction yet. It's just my thoughts on the Canelo's power. I do think Canelo has enough power to, like, think about this, right? If Kell Brook hit Triple G with the uppercut, and both of Triple G's feet was off the ground at one point. Think about it, right? And also, Kell Brook stunned him a little bit here and there. Kell Brook is not the biggest puncher at welterweight. He's up there. He's got a punch. I don't think he's a KO puncher though. I really don't think Kell Brook is a huge KO puncher. I think Heath Thurman hits harder than him. Danny Garcia, when he does land, especially with that left hook, hits harder than him. Danny Garcia is not able to land the left hook for a long time, as clean as he was with Morales, Khan. But Kell Brook does have power. And he was able to hurt Triple G. Just imagine what Canelo would do if he's able to land like that, like where Triple G doesn't see it and shit. I think Canelo's got quicker counters than Kell Brook as well. But let me know what you think. 93 boxing. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm out.